Hey good people, welcome back to Beauty and the Frizz. My name is Cara. Whether you're new or returning, thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out with me for another one today. Today we are going to be talking about my girl Tasha and her Berry Pop collection. So if you want to hear about it and try it on, and we're going to do almost like a little Do We Still Love Her too with one of the palettes, because you know I want to put a whole look together. Keep watching this video, let me know what you think, and if makeup is your therapy and your love, if it makes you happy and you want to hang out with someone that feels the same way, definitely consider joining the community. I'd love to have you back. All right, let's get started. So how are you? I have been under the weather, but guess what? I'm on the mend. So I want to thank you all for the well wishes because they have worked. Okay, so my girl Tasha. You know Natasha Denona is a priority brand for me, and I think I am looking forward to her releases the most, at least right now. That's how I'm feeling. So when I saw the teaser for this Berry Pop collection, I was all over it. So let me know how you're doing in the comment section or the chat, and let's get into this review. I'm going to read a little bit from her website just so we know kind of the inspo behind this whole collection. The collection has 3 parts. There is a cheek trio, there's a lip crayon, and then there's a lipstick. So we're going to start with the cheek trio, which is probably the most exciting thing for everyone. This was inspired by the My Dream cheek trio, and this is a stunning assortment of soft cranberry hued blush and highlighters in lightweight vegan formulas designed to deliver radiant flushed cheeks. Obviously it pairs perfectly with the lipstick and the crayon. As you can see, the trio has 3 different shades. The cream blush, which is a matte, is an ultra smooth lightweight cream blush formula in the new cranberry shade. This formula's advanced gel technology delivers effortless one-stroke coverage and a subtle flushed finish. Next we have the tinted glow base infused with antioxidant rich lychee extract and luminous hydrating oils. This innovative cream formula uses textured 3D printing technology for elevated payoff and delivers a natural cranberry red tint to the cheeks with a golden nude glow. The Dream Glow highlighter is a flattering icy pink champagne shade. It is a gel to powder formula that adds a smooth ultra high shine radiance to the skin. All of the products from this collection are cruelty-free, vegan, paraben-free, and made in Italy. I turned the exposure down once just so we can have accuracy with the colors. And just as a reference, you can see that this is a completely different color story than our original My Dream cheek palette. So the feel of the cranberry blush is way different than the feel of the blush in the My Dream cheek palette, by the way. If you have both, let me know your thoughts, but yeah, this one is real slippy. And this one is different. It's smooth, but it's different. The middle shade, I think, feels the same, and the highlighter, but the cranberry pop blush is different. Let's get into the demo of the cheek palette, and then we'll do the lip crayon and the lipstick. So recommendations for using this trio is to first go into the cream blush, and we can use a damp beauty sponge, a dense face brush, or fingers. I am going to go ahead with the damp beauty sponge, and we're gonna apply this to the high points of the cheeks for a soft, naturally flushed look. I think that the sponge will just be best to control just how much you're putting on, as well as like it's gonna be more even, I think, than when you use your fingers. I could be wrong. Now, I will be honest, I'm a bit concerned about the cream base. I have had a tough time with cream blushes, especially the Patrick Ta ones, with them kind of evaporating from my skin. So I will be wearing this all day, I believe. So I will have to come back with an update. I will say this color is really beautiful. I really love this color, but I could see this color being too pigmented for some. So I do think it's good to go in with the sponge, and you didn't have to put on as much as I did, but it's really pigmented. You didn't have to put on a lot in the first place. So that is the cream blush. Definitely could have gone in a little lighter, but I love it. It's giving me that cold girl situation, like a healthy glow. So next we're going into the Tinted Glow Cream Base. Enhance your glow by applying the Tinted Glow Cream Base with a sponge, brush, or fingers to the high points of the cheekbones. And it says that the Tinted Glow Cream Base can be used alone for a natural, radiant flush of color. So I've already put it on both cheeks. I probably should have just not put it on one side, but I'm going to show you on the back of my hand what the cream glow base would look like on its own. So this has less pigment. So if you just wanted a flush but not all of this, I think you could have just gone with this middle cream base. Just taking my sponge and putting it on top. I mean, to me, this is really just enhancing what we already have. I mean, it's blending right in, even with my fingers, but it is adding more shine. So if you don't like dewy cheeks, this is not going to be it. All right, for extra dimension and high shine, we're going to layer the Dream Glow highlighter over the Tinted Glow Cream Base using a highlighting brush or fingers. The highlighter can also be applied on the bridge of the nose, cupid's bow, and brow bones. So let's try a little bit of that. Now I'm taking this highlighter brush because it's saying we can use it, and we'll see if we can see it. And I think we can. Oh yeah. Just trying to get the angle right. I'm gonna do some highlight with the brow bone and the nose, that way we can see. This is definitely a beautiful champagne highlighter. Put a little bit here. So this gives the brow bone a nice little highlight underneath. You can see it right there. I'm wondering whether or not I'm gonna have to set this down. I do feel like it's drying down though, which is good. I just would have to see how this will last throughout the day, but I really like it. So let me know your thoughts on the cheek trio. Is it too much? Let me know your thoughts. I would love to use my Hourglass powder over top of this. Not necessarily this one here, which is Mood Light. I just always have this one in front of me. But just like the regular powders that come in the face palettes or the original trio, I like to have a radiant finish, and I think that I could put this over top without really taking the shine down. So let's see. Or I would say if this is too much shine, you could still have some of that radiance with the Hourglass powder as a finishing powder. So this to me is a more realistic way. And let me just turn this back down. My exposure went back up. All right, got the color right. So I had to turn that back down and make sure the color was right. This is a realistic way for me to wear this palette. I could also see myself building this up a little bit more if I really want that cranberry pop. If you look at the promo pics, the pigment is really, really out there. It's really good. But I like to see that you can actually bring this down. You can soften it up with a powder if you want to, or you could bring it up and have like that winter glow. I like that you could build this up or tone it down. So that's the cheek palette. So let's get into the lip crayon. This is Natasha's iconic long wearing lip crayon in the Newberry Pop Collection Cranberry shade. This features a vegan formula with highly pigmented color to sculpt and define lips for a perfectly polished pout. This retails for $24. It is very creamy. So with these two products combined, you can do a blotted lip or you could do a very defined lip look, but the crayon is going to ensure a long-lasting finish. One of the things we can do with the lip pencil is actually extend the wear of the lipstick by filling in your lips with the pencil if you want to do that. I had on a lip oil, the Dior lip oil. There's a little bit of remnants left. It was the shade Mahogany, but as you can see, there is no pigment on my lips. So let's go ahead and get this crayon on. So this is what the cranberry lip crayon looks like. And I'm showing this all up close because if you look at the pictures and the models, you will see that our girl with the rich skin tone, it looks like she's wearing a completely different lip shade to me, but it also reminds me of how different a lipstick can look on one person versus the next, depending on the natural pigment that your lips have. I know that my lips are losing pigment as I age, unless they just never had pigment, but I know you can lose the pigment, and I'm saying that I've lost it. So my lips to me are very, very pale. So when you see this cranberry shade, it's on what I feel like is a blank canvas. And you know, you can also use like a lipstick primer or something like that if you feel like the vibrancy of the lipstick isn't showing up on your lips. But like, I don't really do all of that, but it's just a thought because the contrast between the models and how the lipstick looked was enough for me to notice. I was about to use the wrong lipstick, Lord. I brought this one out because this is the only other one I have that has like that beautiful like cranberry packaging. So this is the shade Berry Pop. So here is Berry Pop next to the lip crayon. Let's go ahead and get that on the lips, and then I'll show you the other lipsticks that I pulled out. So here is Berry Pop. I think it's a really nice shade. It goes beautifully with the cheek palette. So these are the products in the collection, and I just wanted to show you the My Dream lip combo that we had. So we had the shade Natasha, and I think this was an existing shade, but I love this shade. I do have to be careful with it though, because sometimes you can see the contrast between my natural pigment and this kind of cool nude shade, but I love it. Her lipsticks are so creamy. They feel really good. There was also a lip gloss. So she didn't do a lip gloss with the Berry Pop collection, but the lip gloss came with the My Dream trio. And then there was a lip crayon as well, and this was also in the shade Natasha. So there's the original trio for the lips. I also have this shade. This is Amorosa. This came from one of the Valentine's sets, but it came in this cranberry packaging. So let's just put that down the side here. It's almost identical to the Natasha shade, but I love shades like this. So I do find dupes and near dupes in my collection all the time. Those are some of my favorite nude colors to wear. And lastly, let's go ahead and just swatch the original cheek trio. Again, the first matte blush does feel different than the one in the cranberry. This feels drier. Drier is the word that I'm looking for. This blush is the same format that's in the Glam face palettes. I don't know if this is my favorite, but I really like how the new Berry Pop blush feels. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I feel like this blush is dried out almost. That's the blush. Let me know if yours feels a little dry. It almost is like one of those cream to powders, but I don't know. It's not really picking up like that. Let me know. Tasha, I wonder if it felt slippy like the other one at first. That's what I need to see. That's why I'm starting to write my stuff down, because I can't be playing around with my money. And you know what that reminds me of, actually? This is the middle shade. There was a bronze palette, and she had this Bounce Cream blush formula, and I remember getting so mad at that I scraped it out, and I might have thrown the whole palette away because it felt dry. Ooh, Tosh, you better, I'm gonna keep my eye on these, because I'm not gonna make a habit of buying these if that's what it's gonna do. That feels really dry, this one. Oh, that means I'm gonna have, oh no. I mean, I think that it's gonna pick up and go on the cheeks, because I'm just looking at it and it's gonna be, the color is gonna be beautiful, but this doesn't feel like a cream anymore. Shelf life of this, I think these have an 18-month shelf life. So all right, well, that's just something to think about, that feels dry like that. So I hope that's not going to be the trend with this one. I mean, this definitely dries down really nicely. All right, well, let me know. So lastly, I just feel like we should put an eye look together, and this gives me an excuse to do a Do We Still Love Her. And since this was inspired by the My Dream collection, let's go ahead and pull out the My Dream palette. I have not used this one in so long, but I think this is a great palette. I did break my black shade up a little bit. I really wish I could replace it, but I'm not going to replace the whole palette for the black shade that I'm only going to tap into. So let's get into it. We're just going to do something really, really simple because I have on this bold lip, so I don't want to do anything too crazy. I'm wearing the Pat McGrath eyeshadow primer, and I'm going to go into the shade Nurture. It's a nice little cool brown. I'm going to keep this look pretty light so it doesn't take over our beautiful cheeks and lips. So one of my co-workers actually got this palette a couple months ago. She was asking me for palettes with kind of some fall themes that was easy to use. And I sent her a few, but this is the one she chose. And she was like, I really love this palette. It's so easy to blend. I'm like, you cannot go wrong with Natasha Denona. You just can't. I think Natasha Denona has to be one of the most consistent brands in my makeup collection. I love how that blended out, and you could just do that as a one and done, you know? I'm gonna actually go into Aspiration, which is this deeper brown that actually looks like it has a little tinge of purple. And I'm just gonna go into it really lightly. I don't want to get too smoky, even though that's like what I feel like this is turning into. I think it's going to look beautiful though with this cranberry. All right, we're going to go into a shimmer, and I'm going to go into Serenity, which is this one here. And I'm going to be using a shader brush from What's Up Beauty. I do feel like some of these, when I use my fingers, get a little hard panty. So I think I'm going to start using brushes a little bit more, because sometimes I know I have things on my fingers and I don't want to mess my shimmers up. I will go back into the matte. All right, I'm gonna go into the under eye, and I'm gonna go back into Nurture. I'm just using a pencil brush. And lastly, we need an inner corner point, and I'm gonna go into Spontaneous for that. Okay, I love this nice quick look that I put together. I'm going to get my mascara and my liner, and I will be back to let you know what I think about this Berry Pop collection from our girl Tasha. All right, you guys, I am back with the finished look, and I think it looks great. Let me know your thoughts. I still almost feel like this eye look is a little much for this cheek palette. I almost think I should have just done bronzer and that's it. But it doesn't look bad. But this cheek palette is a bit bold, but it's beautiful. Ooh, I really like it. Okay. My overall thoughts on the Berry Pop collection is I really like it. I don't know if this is her Valentine's Day release this year, or if she's gonna be putting out some type of eye product to go with it. But if this is her Valentine's release, I'm here for it. We don't need a whole bunch of themed makeup. Well, I don't need a whole bunch of themed makeup. What I notice about myself is that I only pull that makeup out during a certain time of year. So if this is the Valentine's Day collection, I see myself using it outside of it because she's not saying this is Valentine's Day. It's just the berry pop. And to me, this is Valentine's Day, but it reminds me of Christmas. It reminds me of festive, something that you could just put on. Like if you wore a black dress out and this was your pop of color, this cheek palette with the lip, and just did a really simple eye, I think that would be so glamorous looking. So I think that this release from Natasha fits right in with what she's doing. My only concern is the longevity of these blushes, because again, this is now the second time I've had something that is feeling a bit dry. I don't know if the new Berry Pop collection blush is going to do the same thing, but if that's going to be the case, then I probably don't really have a need to continue purchasing these if she continues to expand, or she's going to have to reformulate, because I swear this is dry. Let me know. I really want to know about that. I don't see myself really fooling with this blush anymore. It's just not for me. This cranberry blush, like the way it's picking up on the finger, is completely different. So I hope that this continues to maintain like the slip and the formula that it has, because I really, really like that. I love the colors in here. I just think it looks great. And as I said during the demo, I love how you can build this up or tone it down. You don't have to feel intimidated by the colors in here because they are buildable. So just start, you know, with a little bit and then build it up to the level of pigment that you like. So that's gonna be it for this video. Let me know if you purchased this Berry Pop collection from Natasha Denona or anything from it. I see myself purchasing a lot of the Natasha Denona releases this year. Not so much the mini palettes, but like her larger midi palettes. And if she comes out with any type of like product expansion, like if she were to come out with a foundation or something like that this year, I would definitely be inclined to try it. I love her Hygiene Primer. I love her concealer. I'm really just falling in love with a lot of Natasha Denona products, and I think I'm realizing that I was always in love with them when I look at my Natasha Denona collection. So I will probably add to it and be happy to demo everything for y'all. So let me know your thoughts on this. I'm definitely into it. Thank you so much for taking out some of your time and hanging out with me for another one today. I hope this was therapy for you. It always is for me. And until I see you again, make sure you are being gentle with yourself. Talk to yourself nice, stay safe, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye. Block your